We'll be looking at dividing fractions. Here we will divide proper fractions, improper fractions, mixed fractions, and then we also divide integers and fractions. Now let's start with dividing proper fractions. What we're going to do is we're going to flip the numerator and denominator of the fraction on the right hand side. Then we will multiply the numerators, multiply the denominators, and reduce the results to a simplest form. Let's take a look at some examples. If I had 3 over 4 divided by 1 over 2, what we're going to do is we have the left hand side and we're going to flip the right hand side. So this is going to give us 6 over 4, which we can reduce by dividing by 2 to 3 over 2, and then we can leave it this way or we can convert it to a mixed number, which is 1 over 2. One more example on this slide will be 3 over 4 times 5. So we have 3 over 4 divided by 5 over 6. So what we're going to do is we're going to write 3 over 4, change the sign to a multiplication, and then we're going to flip the fraction on the right hand side. So that's going to give us 6 over 5. So we can multiply the numerators and then multiply the denominators. So this is going to give us 18 over 20, and when we reduce this, we divide both by 2, we get 9 over 10. Let's take a few more examples of this type. Now we're going to try 7 over 15 divided by 3 over 5. So we will write the fraction on the left hand side and we change this to a multiplication sign, and then we flip the fraction on the right hand side. So we multiply 7 and 5 and 15 and 3. So you always have two choices. One is to find a common factor in the numerator and denominator. So we can reduce 5 and then 15. So this will give us 7 times 1 over 3 times 3. This is going to give us 7 over 9. One final example of this type, 8 over 13 divided by 5 over 26. So what we have here is, as usual, 8 over 13, and then we multiply and then flip the right hand side, 26 over 5. So this is going to give us 8 times 26 over 13 times 5. So this is 1 here, 2, this is 16 over 5, which is going to give us 3, 1 over 5. Now we go over to dividing improper fractions. So an example here will be 4 1 over 3 divided by 3 1 over 6. So our first step is, so an example here would be 30 over 5 divided by 21 over 5. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to have the fraction on the left hand side. We change this to a multiplication sign, and we're going to flip the fraction on the right hand side. So this is 5 over 21. So now we can multiply the numerators together and the denominators together. So here we can reduce each of these fractions. So 5 and 5 will give us 1 each. 33 and 21, we have a common factor of 3. This gives us 7. This gives us 11. So this is going to give us 11 times 1 over 1 times 7. So we have 11 over 7, which is going to give us 1, 4 over 7. One more example. 35 over 8 divided by 3 over 4. So we're going to write the fraction on the left hand side. We change this to a multiplication sign, and then we multiply by the fraction on the right hand side after it's been flipped. So now we have 35 times 4 over 8 times 3. So we can reduce 4 and 8 they have a factor relationship. So 4 divided by 4, 1. 8 divided by 4, we have 2. So this is going to give us 35 times 1 over 2 times 3. This gives us 35 over 6. When we divide this, we get 5 with a remainder of 5 and then over 6. Now let's move over to mixed numbers. If we have 4 1/3 divided by 3 1 over 6, what we're going to do first is we're going to convert the mixed numbers to improper fractions. So this is 4 times 3, 12 plus 1, 13 over 3, divided by 3 times 6, 18 plus 1, 19 over 6. Now we will follow the rules for dividing improper fractions. So we're going to write the fraction on the left hand side. You change this to a multiplication sign, and then we have to flip the fraction on the right hand side. So that becomes 6 over 19. So now we look for common factors here. There's a common factor here and here. So this is going to give us 13 times 2 over 1 times 19. So this is 26 over 19, which gives us 1 and then 7 over 19. One more example here. 5 1 over 3 divided by 2.5. Let's try that. So first thing is we're going to convert the mixed numbers to improper fractions. So that leaves us with 5 times 3, 15 plus 1, 16 over 3 divided by 2 times 2, 4 plus 1, 5 over 2. So next step is we write the fraction on the left hand side. We change this to a multiplication sign, and then we flip the one on the right hand side. So this is going to give us 16 times 2 over 3 times 5, which is 16 times 2. That gives us 32. 3 times 5 gives us 15. If we divide this, we have 15 in 32 2 times, which gives us a 30. We subtract that from 32, we have a remainder of 2, and we're dividing by 15. Next, we will divide fractions and integers. The first thing we want to do is, let's start with an example. Let's say 4 divided by 3 over 8. Okay? The first thing we're going to do is we're going to convert the integer to an improper fraction that has a denominator of 1. So all that means is we're going to say 4 over 1, and then we divide by 3 over 8. So now what we're going to do is write the fraction on the left hand side, change this to a multiplication sign, and then flip the fraction on the right hand side. So this is going to give us 4 times 8 over 3, which is 32 over 3. Now this, when we divide 32 by 3, 3 goes in 32 10 times with a remainder of 2, and we're dividing by 3. A few more examples. What if we had 3 over 4 divided by 3? So what we're going to do here is 3 over 4, and then we replace 3 with a fraction, improper fraction, with 1 as its denominator. So we continue our division process. 3 over 4, we change this to a multiplication sign, and then we flip the right hand side. So this gives us, we have a common factor here, so 1 and 1. So this is 1 times 1 over 4 times 1. This is going to give us 1 over 4. Final example, 3 divided by 2 over 3. So we're going to replace 3 as an improper fraction, 3 over 1. Now this is going to be divided by 2 over 3. So the next step is we now need to switch this to a multiplication sign, and then we're going to flip the right hand side. So that is 3 over 2. So this is going to give us 3 times 3, which is 9. 1 times 2 is 2. So 9 divided by 2, it goes 4 times. We have a remainder of 1, and then we're dividing by 2. So these are all the operations with divisions regarding fractions.